In the wealthy circles of Shanghai, there was no one who didn't know about it. The female CEO of the Liu family wore a slightly rough paper ring on her ring finger, a ring that no one dared to touch easily. It was rumored that once an overzealous man tried to touch it. As a result, within one short night, he was declared bankrupt. In countless long, lonely nights, she would often gaze at the ring and silently shed tears. The ring bore the inscription, Chen Mushin, 3 simple characters, yet the handwriting had already become blurred and unclear. Few people knew that this paper ring was folded with deep affection, a love letter I personally made and gave to her. It was also the only remaining memento I had in this world, and I was the white moonlight she once saw before her. The one who resolutely jumped off the overpass in front of Liu Ryan. I wasn't actually from this world. 7 years ago, after I died in my original world, I was bound by a system and made a deal. If I successfully captured the heart of Liu Ryan in this world, I could return. So I worked hard to win her over. The cold and indifferent Liu Ryan in front of others gradually began to show me a smile. Anything I wanted, she would give me. She loved me to the bone. She was even willing to sacrifice one of her eyes for me. I was kidnapped by her business rivals, and they demanded that she blind herself in one eye if she wanted me to be released. Without the slightest hesitation, Liu Ryan used a dagger to blind herself in the eye. From that moment on, the pearl was tarnished. Liu Ryan had to live with an ugly eye patch ever since. At that very moment, the system announced that my conquest had succeeded. I could return to my original world, to see my family and friends. I should have been happy. But as I looked at Liu Ryan, whose heart and eyes were entirely mine, I just couldn't bring myself to smile. I didn't want to leave this world. To leave her. The system asked me, "Do you regret it?" I looked at the eye she had sacrificed for me, and nodded firmly. I don't regret it. As long as we love each other, that's enough. The system said nothing more, and vanished from my life. As I wished. Liu Ryan quickly organized a grand wedding for us. She had always been a person of strong principles, but after marriage, she would do anything to please me, to indulge me. If I wanted the moon from the sky, she would immediately find a way to bring it to me. Everyone envied me, and I thought life would continue happily like this. But as I looked at Liu Ryan smiling brightly in front of me, a bitter taste rose in my heart. Today was my birthday. She had once said that every year on my birthday, she would personally paint a picture for me. I urged her to let her remaining eye rest properly, but she said, what if the other eye goes blind as well? She wanted to engrave me firmly in her heart. In the studio, only the sound of our breathing filled the air, entangled, intimate. But a phone call disrupted the rhythm of her breath. 3 months ago, she would never take a call in front of me. She used to say, everything else can wait. You are the most important. But now, without hesitation, she put down her paintbrush and answered the phone. Ryan, I accidentally burned myself. It hurts so much. Can you accompany me to the hospital? 3 months ago, the name Fu Jinshu started to appear more frequently in my sight. I heard he was Liu Ryan's junior from university, and after returning from studying abroad, he joined her company as her personal assistant. At first, it was a letter of encouragement for a promising newcomer. Later, it was the sticky notes on the milk cartons in her office. Then it was the phone calls every time they were alone together, just like now. In an instant, an uneasy look flashed in Liu Ryan's eyes, but she looked up at me, hesitating. That's right, today was my birthday. Sister, I feel so bad. Liu Ryan could no longer sit still. Her hands, covered in paint, hadn't even been cleaned, but she grabbed her coat and rushed out. Mush in. There's an urgent matter at the company. I have to take care of it. She didn't even glance back at me. Instead, she continued to softly reassure Fu Jinshu on the phone. My little brother is really fragile. Stay home and wait for me, okay? A pain I couldn't describe shot up from my heart to my throat. I gently touched the unfinished portrait, my hands falling weakly to my sides. Liu Ryan had never lied to me. But because of Fu Jinshu, she had woven countless clumsy lies. She had never cared about my feelings. Instinctively, I called out to the system, wanting to know Liu Ryan's love value for me. But there was no response. Yes, I had succeeded in my conquest. I firmly believed we would love each other forever, never regretting it. That's why I chose to stay in this world. But now, I think I might be regretting it. In the middle of the night, I still couldn't sleep. Liu Ryan came back and reached out to embrace me. She whispered sweet words in my ear. I pretended to be asleep, so now everything she said must be sincere. I comforted myself. She still loved me. Perhaps I was overthinking it. I wanted to let go of Fu Jinshu's name, but Liu Ryan's phone kept flashing. I couldn't resist and picked it up. Ryan, do you really hate me this much? Have you coldly gone back to him? Then came a message from Fu Jinshu. If you really hate me, why did you leave so many marks on me? Let me tell you a secret. There are traces of me on your back. I told myself. These were just lies from Fu Jinshu meant to provoke me. Don't believe him. I tried to suppress the collapse inside me. But when I truly saw that glaring red mark on Liu Ryan's back, I could no longer hold back my tears. Tears fell onto the screen. I saw in the chat history how they had gone from testing each other to being ambiguous, and finally taking that last step. In the endless nights of 3 months, I had been waiting for her to come home. But she never spared me a single moment of light. Instead, she was with another man. My heart felt as if it were gripped by a merciless hand, pain spreading through my limbs and body. I trembled all over, punishing myself by repeatedly reading their chat history. The more I read, the faster the pain spread. My eyelids grew heavier. Suddenly, I collapsed onto the bed and lost consciousness. When I woke up again, I was already in the hospital. Apart from the beeping sound of machines, there was no one around. Only a lily of the valley placed on the bedside table. An overwhelming silence and unfamiliarity enveloped me. I wished more than anything that everything that had happened last night was just a nightmare. I got out of bed, shuffling my feet toward the door. I heard Liu Ryan and Fu Jinshu talking. Peering through the window in the door, I saw that Liu Ryan's injured eye looked no different from the other. I was struck as if hit by lightning. When did Liu Ryan's eye heal? Or was the whole kidnapping even fake from the beginning? Fu Jinshu wrapped his arm around Liu Ryan's waist, nestling into her hair and coaxing. Ryan, can you stay here with me tonight? Liu Ryan smiled gently. I need to take care of Mushin. Fu Jinshu obediently replied, you should go home first. But Fu Jinshu tightened his hold on Liu Ryan and phased. Mushin won't wake up anytime soon. Even if he does, so what? A layer of anger appeared between Liu Ryan's brows. She turned around and pushed Fu Jinshu away. I told you. Mushin must never know about this. Fu Jinshu rested his chin on Liu Ryan's shoulder. I know! Don't be angry. I was just saying it casually. But Ryan, what do you actually feel for Mushin? You designed the kidnapping and pretended to be disabled just to make him fall completely in love with you. But now you've accepted me. Why? Liu Ryan looked at my hospital room with tenderness. In those perfect eyes, it seemed like only I existed. I only love him. She grabbed Fu Jinshu's wandering hand. Teasing! But my body loves you more. I stepped back, unable to hold myself up anymore. I stumbled and fell to the floor. So it turns out I was the prey she had conquered. I was the one who loved her unconditionally. And that's why I decided to stay. But is her love truly pure? The system's ability to probe her love value ultimately couldn't match her calculated steps. She can give me all her tenderness and patience because she loves me, but she loves herself more. To satisfy her own desires, she can betray me without hesitation. Each and every truth has caused me excruciating pain. I stared blankly ahead, letting the tears flow silently. 7 years later, this world no longer belongs to me. I truly regret it. I regret staying in this unfamiliar world for Liu Ryan. A huge sense of despair swept over me. The shadows in front of me seemed to be swallowing me whole. Just as I was about to fall, the system interface returned to my mind. I called out to the system, mad with desperation. My mind only held one thought. I want to go home. All I could hear was a sigh from the system. Host, you still regret it, don't you? In the dead of night, I ran out of the hospital. I climbed up to the empty bridge across from me. The system told me, only *** can return you to the original world. The late autumn wind carried a faint chill. My mind was becoming clearer. Liu Ryan had once been my only support in this world. But now, I have nothing left. All I need to do is jump off from here. And Liu Ryan and I will never meet again. I took my phone out of my pocket and dialed Liu Ryan's number. She picked up quickly. Her voice was urgent. Mushin, you've finally woken up. My voice was as usual, but the wind scattered it, breaking it into pieces. Ryan, the flowers by the bedside had wilted. Bring me another bouquet of lily of the valley to look at. After we got married, we started living together. Every morning, she would place a bouquet of flowers by my bedside. Sometimes it was roses, other times sunflowers. Later, she discovered my fondness for lily of the valley, and only sent me those. Every moment, she made sure that bouquet was always fresh. Once, I don't know if it was because of the sun, but by evening the flowers had wilted. She was afraid it would upset me. Ignoring my protests, she drove 20 kilometers through the rain to the flower market to buy the freshest lily for me. She said, I want to give you the best things in the world, because you deserve them. But in this final moment, Liu Ryan on the other end of the phone didn't immediately agree. But instead, she hesitated. Mushin, the company's project is at a critical moment. I can't leave right now. Rest well for now. I promise, when you wake up tomorrow morning, you'll see the freshest flowers, just like always. I had always been considerate, understanding, and never acted spoiled in front of her. But this was the first time, and it was the last time. Ryan, I can't see the fresh lily of the valley. I won't be able to sleep at night. Can you come see me just this once? But Liu Ryan still didn't agree. Mushin, I want to see you so badly, but I really can't. Tomorrow, I'll bring a room full of lily to see you. As soon as she finished speaking, she couldn't help but gasp, then hurriedly covered it with a cough. It was Fu Jinshu. They were together. My tears had already been dried by the wind. This 7-year-long night. Let it end here. Don't bother. No need to prepare lily for me anymore. With that, I hung up the phone. The moon above me was as brilliant and warm as smoke. One once lived happily under this very moon with Liu Ryan. It symbolized reunion. But now, she had personally destroyed it all. Liu Ryan, from now on, we will never meet again, and you no longer need to give me a single ray of light. I slowly opened my arms. With a loud splash, I fell into the bottomless water. The cold river water poured into my chest. I could hardly breathe. I stopped struggling, because I was almost home. I could feel life slipping away, my soul leaving my body. But when I opened my eyes, I discovered my soul still remained. In this world, I called out to the system, but it displayed an error message. I looked around. This was a very cozy room. A lady's suit hung carelessly over the sofa. There was also a piece of women's underwear on the floor. I realized then, this was Fu Jinshu's home. Liu Ryan was already out of bed. She covered her chest, her expression pained. Fu Jinshu woke up. He got up, embraced Liu Ryan, and kissed her. What's wrong? Did you have a nightmare? Liu Ryan didn't respond. She pushed Fu Jinshu away and got out of bed, dressing quickly, heading toward the door. It's so late! Are you going to find Chen Mushin? Fu Jinshu's voice was filled with jealousy. Yet he still got out of bed and carefully put the eye mask on Liu Ryan. Don't be in a hurry. Make sure you wear the eye mask. Asterisk, he's really lucky. You're willing to endure the inconvenience of pretending, just to be with him. When will you love only me? Normally, if Liu Ryan heard Fu Jinshu act spoiled like that, she would have gently comforted him. But now, Liu Ryan bit her lip, as if suppressing the chaos and unease inside. But the furrowed brows showed how difficult it was for her to calm down. Once Fu Jinshu had finished putting the eye mask on her, she turned and rushed towards the flower market in the east of the city. She didn't notice the rare flicker of hatred in Fu Jinshu's eyes. I too felt a strange force pulling me, tightly following her. The flower shop owner recognized her and greeted her with a smile. President Liu, today's lily of the valley are very fresh. I'll wrap them up for you right away, if that's okay. Liu Ryan gazed at the bundles of lily of the valley. The impatience in her brows faded slightly. Perhaps she was thinking, seeing such beautiful lily of the valley would surely make him happy. Liu Ryan nodded, then added, this time, I want a truckload of lily of the valley. Please arrange them in the car for me. The shop owner called for the staff to help, while cheerfully asking, is today a special occasion? Mr. Chen will surely be very happy to see them. Liu Ryan rubbed her tired eyes, as if recalling something. She smiled and nodded. Today is our wedding anniversary. I felt a sense of bewilderment. These days, my heart had been consumed by sadness. I had even forgotten, but it's okay. Maybe it's better to forget. She hesitated for a moment, and then added, I also upset him. I need to apologize to him. From what you've said, Mr. Chen is a very gentle person, and he loves you. With these lily of the valley, he surely won't stay angry. I watched quietly as Liu Ryan carefully touched the lily of the valley, excitedly swiping her card to pay the florist and driving off. I wondered if she was in too much of a hurry. She had ended up paying over 100,000. The shop owner heard the payment notification and hurried to stop the car. Liu Ryan smiled. Consider it a monthly subscription. Anyway, I come here every day to buy him flowers. The shop owner smiled knowingly, whispering to the staff that President Liu truly loved her husband dearly. I shook my head with a bitter smile. I had chosen to no longer accept her flowers, nor her apologies, nor her false love. We were separated by life and death, and she could no longer hear my response. As dawn broke, Liu Ryan gently pushed open the hospital room door, afraid of waking me. But she was met with an empty bed. In a hurry, she turned on the light, only to see the bed covered in papers. Picking one up, she found it was filled with love letters between her and Fu Jinshu, along with explicit photos of the two of them together. I hadn't had time to deal with all of this. It seemed that from the night of my birthday, Fu Jinshu had declared war on me. But it didn't matter. I had already withdrawn. Liu Ryan stood frozen, speechless, staring blankly for a long while. In her panic, she pulled her phone out of her pocket, her fingers trembling as she found my contact. It was useless. I had already died. The phone had long since been filled with water. Just like my corpse, Liu Ryan's eyes turned red. She dialed number after number, but no one answered. At that moment, a phone number suddenly appeared on the screen. Liu Ryan pressed the call button in desperation. Without even looking at the number, she held the phone to her ear, her voice trembling with pleading. Mu Shan, I'm sorry. Please don't leave me. The person on the other end of the line interrupted Liu Ryan. In an official tone, I'm sorry. This is the police. Are you Liu Ryan, the wife of Chen Mushan? Liu Ryan quickly responded. Yes, I am. Where is Mu Shan now? Please tell him. It was my fault. Please ask him to come back, okay? Please accept my condolences. Chen Mushan fell from a bridge into the river at last night and unfortunately passed away. Please come to the hospital morgue to identify the body. Liu Ryan paused for a moment, then unexpectedly became angry. Why are you police playing along with Mushan's nonsense? Let him take the call. Mushan, you have every right to be angry. It was my fault, but you can't scare me with this kind of thing. Please come home. The officer's tone softened, perhaps not expecting Liu Ryan to react so unusually. Please come to the city hospital and see for yourself. Liu Ryan didn't hear my voice. Her tone became even more irritable. Who are you? Are you trying to scam money from me? I can give you money, but you have to let me hear my husband's voice. The police, helpless, could only continue. Just come here and you will see. I'm at the city hospital. Wait there. I'll personally drag you out. Yikinyu stared at the phone in her hand. As the sound of the call being disconnected echoed, she suddenly smiled. This is such a terrible lie. Mu Shan, you're so stupid. You're so foolish to use such a method to try to deceive me. Liu Ryan's entire body was tense like a stone statue. She didn't dare move a single step forward. Mu Shan, I will come to find you. It's my fault. You can punish me however you want. But please don't punish me with something like this. Tears filled Liu Ryan's eyes, but none of them fell. She stood still for a long while, then quietly held the flowers and walked downstairs. It was already morning. People in the hospital began to gather. Everyone stared at the bright flowers in her hand. Nurses along the way greeted her. Ms. Liu, are you bringing flowers to Mr. Chen? Let me show you the way. Liu Ryan shook her head. Mu Shan is angry with me. He went to the morgue. I need to go apologize to him. The nurse was stunned and didn't say anything. She watched Liu Ryan leave dazed, then quickly ran off to ask for more details while waiting for the elevator. Liu Ryan called me again. She didn't care about the stares from passers-by. She mumbled, Mu Shan, please pick up the phone, okay? You can scold me, divorce me. I'll do whatever you want. I'll spend my whole life begging for your forgiveness. You were always so gentle, so loving towards me. One day, we will be together again, right? You like lily of the valley. I'll buy you a whole field of them. She spoke of hundreds of ways to win me back. But did she ever think what I really wanted? Just as she reached the third basement level, a chill swept over her. A flicker of pain flashed in Liu Ryan's eyes. I'm afraid of the cold. She knew that. Liu Ryan was eager to find me, to take me away from this cold place. She moved her steps, ready to find a doctor in a white coat. But she stopped in her tracks. Jumping into the river ... It must be the most painful way to die. The suffocating sensation is something most people cannot bear. And looking at his condition, he must have forcibly stopped himself from struggling. How desperate must he have been with such strong suicidal thoughts? And his death was not a pretty sight. His whole body bloated, stripped of dignity. What was his wife's name again? Liu Ryan, the president of Liu Corporation. His wife treated him so well. How could he have ended his life like this? Liu Ryan stared blankly at them. It took her a moment to react. She stormed up to them, angrily interrupting their conversation. Chen Mushan was pretending to fool me. He even hired you all to put on this act. Liu Ryan pulled out a wad of cash from her wallet, slapping it across their faces. Take the money. And shut up. Miss Liu. A uniformed police officer approached just in time. He observed the scene with a complicated expression. He shook his head at the two doctors who were about to argue. His voice softened. Please come with me. Mu Shan, where is he? Liu Ryan's voice broke as she saw the blue uniform. Her tone no longer as firm as it had been before. I brought the lily of the valley he liked. There are still many in the car. I hope he's not angry anymore, and that he'll come back home with me. Okay, please follow me. Liu Ryan followed the police to my body. The police officer prepared to lift the white sheet. Miss Liu, please prepare yourself. Your husband's body might. Liu Ryan looked at him in confusion. Body? I want to see Chen Mushan. The police officer, though unwilling, had to proceed with the task. He gently lifted the white sheet. Liu Ryan finally saw my body. Even I couldn't bear to look any longer. My face was swollen. Some of my skin was torn, leaking pus-like fluid. I had lost all dignity and grace. Tears finally fell from Liu Ryan's eyes. She softly called my name. Mushan. My body lay there quietly. There was no response. You can ignore me, but don't ignore me forever. I know I was wrong. Get up and scold me. Hit me. I won't resist. Please don't punish me like this. Her voice was gentle, as though she were afraid to disturb my dream. The police officer whispered, "We've confirmed that Chen Mushan jumped into the river by his own will. There is complete surveillance footage from the bridge. We've ruled out the possibility of homicide. Please accept our condolences." Liu Ryan remained unmoved. She gently placed the bouquet of lily of the valley beside me, kneeled in front of the narrow ice cabinet, and begged softly, "Mushan, please wake up and look at me. Don't scare me anymore. I truly understand my mistake now." Mushan, tears, large and heavy, fell onto my lifeless body. "Please open your eyes and look at me." She trembled as her hand touched my cold, deathly face. She called my name again and again, until her voice became hoarse. Blood seeped from her throat. Liu Ryan still kneeled on the cold ground. Her calls continued, never stopping. When her throat could no longer produce sound, her tears had already dried. "Mushan, weren't you the one who loved me the most? How could you leave me all alone?" In the stunned gaze of the police, she placed a kiss on my lips. Very soft, very gentle. It felt as if my soul could sense it too. She shakily rose to her feet and said, "I'll take him home now. Thank you for helping me find him." My body was placed in the back of her car, surrounded by lily of the valley. Her car was spacious. If you didn't look too closely, I almost seemed like I was just sleeping. She drove, playing the music I liked. She cheerfully called out, "Mushan, we're going home. You've softened, haven't you? You're willing to come home with me. I'm so happy. Don't worry. I'll make it up to you. One day. You'll talk to me again, right?" Finally, we arrived home. Liu Ryan carefully moved my body from the car to the bedroom, all alone. She gently wiped my body clean. She changed me into soft pajamas. She even placed lily of the valley by my bedside, just like usual. She opened her laptop and worked by the bed. An employee came to her with an urgent matter. Reluctantly, she kissed my body once, whispering that she'd handle everything and return home soon. For several days, it was all the same. But there was one small difference from usual. She used to work late into the night with Fu Jinshu at the company. But now, as soon as she handled the urgent tasks at hand, she would pass the rest of the work to her subordinates. I had done something foolish. Mushan was angry. I had to go back and apologize to him. The subordinates joyfully received their salary raise notifications, marveling at the changes they saw in her. Such a wonderful husband. Liu always ought to cherish him. But as the days passed, Liu Ryan found she couldn't hide it anymore. Everyone knew that I had long passed away. They were all shocked. Last week, there was no mistake, was there? Just yesterday, Liu said she'd come home early to be with her husband. In today's meeting, she was still messaging her husband, smiling so gently. Could it be that she was messaging another man? Maybe that person named Fu? The gossip spread rapidly. Liu Ryan paid no attention at all. But instead, she packed up early to go home and stay with my body. Her dead body. She took a small mirror and tidied her loose strands of hair. She raised a smile and opened the door, wanting to present her best self in front of my eyes. But just as she opened the door, someone wrapped their arms around her waist. I turned my head to look. It was Fu Jinshu. Ryan, why have you been ignoring me? Why won't you let me come to work at the company? Fu Jinshu said to Liu Ryan with a pitiful tone. Liu Ryan's face was cold. She shoved Fu Jinshu away. Stay away from me. Fu Jinshu was deeply hurt. His eyes were red. Ryan, I know you're upset about what happened, but let me stay with you, okay? Get lost. If Mushan sees you like this, he'll be even angrier. He won't ever forgive me. Liu Ryan spoke to Fu Jinshu sharply, a rare display of anger. She pushed him down the steps. Fu Jinshu pleaded with Liu Ryan, his voice trembling. Ryan, please don't kick me out. I can take care of you in his place. Liu Ryan kicked his ankle with the heel of her high-heeled shoes. He cried out in pain, his face full of disbelief. Leave here. Liu Ryan's voice was calm, but the threat was clear. If you don't listen, you know what will happen. Without looking back, Liu Ryan went inside. Fu Jinshu still didn't give up. He tried to follow her in while she wasn't looking. It was the transition between autumn and winter, but Liu Ryan didn't turn on the heat. Instead, she switched on the air conditioner. She even brought in truckloads of ice and filled the room with it. Fu Jinshu was puzzled by the sight of the ice. He rubbed his arms nervously and cautiously walked inside. He called out softly, Ryan. But there was no response. The servants of the villa were all absent. The sound of high heels echoed from upstairs. Fu Jinshu turned and followed the sound. Ryan, wait for me. The third-floor staircase was covered with fresh lily of the valley, all the way to the room at the end. That was the bedroom belonging to Liu Ryan and me. Fu Jinshu's eyes were filled with hatred. He crushed a few lily underfoot with force. The flowers were crushed and ruined. He was about to push open the door when he heard Liu Ryan saying something. The room should have been empty, with only Liu Ryan inside. Fu Jinshu felt a chill run down his spine. Mushan, I got home an hour earlier than yesterday. Are you happy? What would you like to eat today? I'll make it for you with my own hands. You like sponge cake, right? After eating, could you talk to me? I haven't heard your voice in so long. I miss you, my love. I love you. Fu Jinshu's eyes widened in terror. Liu Ryan treated me as if I were alive every day. Feeding me, bathing me, talking to me endlessly with loving words. She really has gone mad. Fu Jinshu stumbled upon this scene. He must have been scared out of his wits as well. Fu Jinshu accidentally bumped into the doorframe. Who? Liu Ryan angrily opened the door. From Fu Jinshu's angle, looking into the room, he saw under the dim light my body, now unrecognizable, lying on the bed like a pile of rotting flesh. The overwhelming stench of decay made Fu Jinshu nearly gag. But Liu Ryan remained unfazed. Fu Jinshu trembled all over. He took a shaky step back, unable to say a single word. Perhaps now he understood what the ice in the villa was for. Fu Jinshu, the affair between us. Was it you who told him, wasn't it? Fu Jinshu's teeth chattered. He leaned against the wall for support, wanting to escape but unable to move. Ryan, are you joking? Chen Mushin is already dead. He's dead. Liu Ryan's face darkened with stormy fury. She stepped forward, her eyes locked on Fu Jinshu. He's dead. How did he die? Did you push him to his death? Liu Ryan in that moment was terrifying, especially in front of Fu Jinshu. It must have been the first time she showed this side of herself. It wasn't me. I didn't do anything. I've been obedient. I won't tell anyone. Good. Then pretend nothing ever happened. My Mushin is sleeping. Don't disturb him. Liu Ryan gently brushed the non-existent dust off Fu Jinshu's chest. She looked up at him, like a pair of intimate lovers whispering to each other. After hearing this, Fu Jinshu fled in panic. Don't worry, I'll come find you. But not now. Anyone who has hurt Mushin, I won't let them go. I silently shed tears. The person who hurt me the most was the person I loved the most. Liu Ryan. Liu Ryan closed the door. She entered the bathroom to wash her body, the lingering scent of Fu Jinshu still on her. How filthy. If Mushin smells this, he'll hate me. She changed into new clothes and came out, gently caressing my lifeless body. But then she noticed my wedding ring had caused damage to my skin. She suddenly panicked. She carefully removed the ring. Did it hurt, Mushin? Looking at my bare, empty ring finger, she suddenly thought of something. Like a mad woman, she began rummaging through the cabinets. She pulled out a box from deep within a drawer. The box was covered in dust. When she opened it, inside was a paper ring. I remember now. It was the ring I made for her back in college. Crafted from love letters. It was the only thing she ever accepted from all the love letters I had given her. That ring had been kept all this time. Today, she took it out again. She looked at the ring, crying and laughing at the same time. Then, she took out some paper and a pen and wrote me a love letter. The letter was full of her love for me and her regrets. Afterward, she folded another ring, just like I had. She placed my love letter ring on her hand, and then placed her love letter ring on my lifeless hand. Shen Mushin, forgive me. Will you marry me again? In the wind, only the rustling sound of falling leaves could be heard. No one responded. Half a month passed. Liu Ryan still kept my body in the room. Have you noticed a strange smell from Ms. Liu recently? In the tea room, a male and a female employee were whispering. Isn't it her perfume? You're such a typical straight guy. Perfume doesn't smell like that. Also, have you noticed the ring on Ms. Liu's hand? I don't know if Liu Ryan heard them, but her expression didn't change. It seemed like she hadn't heard anything. Good afternoon, Ms. Liu. The two employees quickly stopped talking and nervously greeted Liu Ryan. Then they flattered her by pouring her coffee. Ms. Liu, please rest. We'll handle it. The female employee respectfully handed Liu Ryan the coffee, but accidentally brushed against the paper ring on Liu Ryan's hand. Liu Ryan angrily knocked over the female employee's coffee, and the employee's hand instantly turned red. The female employee screamed, staring at Liu Ryan, but dared not say a word. The female assistant accompanying Liu Ryan coldly grabbed the female employee and dragged her away. The male employee immediately felt a chill run down his spine. Cowering in the corner, cold sweat pouring down. Mushin, I'm home. Even though the villa was empty, Liu Ryan would still say this after opening the door. In the past, I would eagerly rush out to change her shoes, telling her about the delicious food I made that day. But now everything was gone. But today, in the living room on the first floor, a man wearing an apron smiled and looked at Liu Ryan, calling her name. Ryan. Liu Ryan froze for a moment. She instinctively took a few steps forward. But by the time she regained her senses, the pressure in the air around her suddenly dropped. She grabbed Fu Jinshu by the neck. With each word, she spoke in anger. You're really bold. How dare you wear his clothes? Pretend to be him? Do you think you're worthy? I gave you a chance to breathe, because I don't have time to deal with you right now. But you came here to seek death. Liu Ryan's grip tightened. Fu Jinshu's face turned red. Then Liu Ryan slammed him onto the coffee table. Instantly, Fu Jinshu's head was shattered and bleeding. But Fu Jinshu, crying, said, Ryan, I want to be with you. Just treat me like him and let me take care of you, okay? Do you deserve it? Liu Ryan screamed hysterically. What do you think you are? Take off your clothes. Take them off. Fu Jinshu, tears streaming down his face, had no choice but to take off his clothes. Ryan, I'm sorry. I'll do whatever you want me to. Please don't kick me out. Liu Ryan shook her head. She opened her phone, ready to call someone to drive Fu Jinshu away. Just as she turned around, Fu Jinshu lifted a nearby ornament and smashed it forcefully toward Liu Ryan. Since you don't want me, then let's go to hell together. I reached out trying to stop Fu Jinshu, but it was in vain. I couldn't do anything. I could only watch helplessly as Liu Ryan fell. Before she collapsed, it seemed like she looked toward my soul. Then, Fu Jinshu smiled as he held Liu Ryan's lifeless body, crying uncontrollably. Ryan, I'm sorry. I don't know if Fu Jinshu, but his ending won't be a good one, and the vast Liu group will be handed over to someone else. I didn't feel much joy in revenge. I only knew it was time for me to leave. I heard the system in my mind inform me that the loophole had been fixed. It asked me if I wanted to return to the original world. I nodded. My soul gradually faded from this world. In front of me, Liu Ryan's spirit was rushing toward me. But it didn't grasp anything, and then she was gone. I said this to her, and there were many complicated emotions in her eyes. But I couldn't see them clearly anymore. When I opened my eyes again, I was back in the original world, surrounded by my family and friends. How wonderful! I felt a sense of long-lost peace. But why? Does my heart feel empty? The end.